love it.
Well, soon to be getting off the Port Royal exit and heading down southwest of my place to Shippensburg. Going down there to hunt with Chris again. Last year I hunted with Chris. You may remember the rabbit hunt, the smoothbores. We're going to go down there. Got my hounds with me, and we're going to do some rabbit hunting. That's not what this video is about, though. I'm not going to film rabbit hunting. Probably film at the end, show you guys how we made out, but I'm just going to focus on enjoying the hunt. And then after that, I'm going to interview Chris, and I think you guys will really enjoy what he has to say, what he has to offer the guys into it. He's a black powder maniac. That is very much a Shippensburg looking farm right there.
I have no idea what the name of this is. There ain't no name of it. I just bought it at a sale.
Yeah?
Paid $300 for it.
That seems like a pretty good deal,
That's
huh?
what I thought too.
Yeah. So we're down here with Chris and his son, and we're gonna do a little rabbit hunting. Like I said, I ain't gonna film. We're just going over Chris's gun here. Beautiful.
I don't know who made it. There's no name on it. It just says twist on the top of it. That's the only thing, there's no name on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's England or kind of looks English to me, but it could be Belgium.
Yeah. That's not a reproduction. That's an original.
That's an original. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Checkering on there. Look at that. It's all worn. All right, and then we got my dogs here. Got Briar and Fern. When we do a little bunny hunting, I got my trade gun. Chris's son went along with us for the first bit of the morning and filmed with his GoPro. And of course, had to film me missing one at about 10 yards. We ended up shooting one rabbit. I think between the two of us, we shot 5 or 6 times, and we jumped about 16 rabbits. It was a good hunt, but we just didn't seem to connect or have many opportunities at shooting rabbits, but we had them running.
He's right there.
Run! Oh my word! I told you I can't hit him!
Holy hell, I don't have to say I was a chip right there.
I told you! I told you I can't hit him running! Alright, I'm down here with Chris. How old are you, Chris?
49. Turned 50 April 25th.
Okay.
About over the hill.
Where were you born and raised?
Middle Spring, PA.
I guess we already talked about it when you were about that muzzleloader from your dad, but that's how you got your start with Martin Muzzleloader, was because your brother had it hanging in the fireplace?
Yep, had it hanging on the wall, and I seen it there and just offered to buy it back. He took my offer to buy it back. He sold it for me the same price as my dad sold it to him.
That's cool.
So just started staying in the family.
Right.
And then, like I said, I bought it and started shooting it. I didn't think I was going to quite get into it as much as I am now, but
Yeah.
it got in my blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
I never would have thought that I'd be cleaning guns every time I shot one, but I don't know, I love it.
So why did you start shooting muzzleloaders?
Well, I think it's just from, I don't know, over the years from hunting arrowheads. I started hunting Indian artifacts as a kid, and then over the years hunting Indian artifacts, I'd find pieces of colonial stuff in fields and stuff. And then I started metal detecting, started finding more colonial stuff, and then I just started getting into the colonial history. And then it just led into, like, you know, the colonial people use muzzleloaders, so I wanted to get something, a long gun. And then, so I'd say that's what got me into it, was just starting finding stuff in the fields and stuff like that, colonial artifacts, and then that got me into wanting to research the muzzleloader world.
Yeah.
And start shooting what they shot. So.
Yeah. So, showing me your case over there earlier of all the different arrowheads, and how old were you when you were fishing when you found that first head?
I'd say around 17, 18.
Okay.
In that age group. Yeah.
And farming practices have gotten to be more no-till, but there is a lot of tilling going on in the area here.
Well, not anymore. There used to be.
Yeah, used to be.
They used to till like crazy.
And
right
that's
now.
when you would find them.
That's when I'd find them. Now, if you can find someone and plow, you better count your blessings because everybody no-tills.
Yeah.
So, I used to find 200 or 300 a year. Now I'm lucky if I find 10 or 20.
Wow.
But I don't put the effort in I used to because now to drive around all day long to look for a plowed field and not find anything just frustrates you. So I just don't put the effort in like I used to.
I see. When did you start shooting up at Standing Stone? That's when I met you up at shooting Port Royal.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Yep, I was shooting at Harrisburg Hunters Angler Club. When I first bought that muzzleloader, started shooting, and then somewhere along the line I was on the internet and I seen that Harrisburg Hunters Anglers was having a shoot. So I'm like, I'm gonna go down and see what that's about. Grabbed my gun, went down, and shot with them guys, a bunch of good guys, and then shot a couple weeks down there with them, and then they're the ones that told me about Standing Stone. And the first year they told me about it, I'm like, I ain't running up to Port Royal. And then after next year they told me, like, man, you need to come up to Standing Stone, man. That downhill shooting, all them little targets, that'll make a man out of you. So I figured out what the heck, I'd go up and try it. So, yep. Yeah. So I guess 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yep. It was my first shoot.
Yeah, you were one of the first guys I met. I mean, you were one of the ones I feel like that was when I first started going was pretty regular. I know you usually don't go till after Harrisburg's over, so probably springtime you'll shoot.
Yeah, around April's when I mostly start going.
Right. Because you got, like 50 minutes up there?
Yeah, it's 50, 55 minutes.
It's enough, yeah.
But it's worth the trip.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite aspect of muzzleloading is?
I don't know. The first thing I'd say, since I'm shooting it now, is the friendship that I've made over the years of shooting with guys. That's my favorite thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just you meet a lot of good people shooting muzzleloader. Hardly ever do you meet someone that's ignorant, and you just don't meet everybody that shoots muzzleloaders and nice people, and you just become friends with them. So that aspect, that's my favorite thing. The other thing that I like about it the most is it just makes you slow down as a hunter.
Sure.
It slows you down. Before, say I'm out hunting squirrels, you shoot, boom, you eject your shell, put another one on, and you keep walking. Now you shoot, pow, you take your time and loading. Well, heck, while you're loading, you'll find out there's 2 other squirrels in the tree, and then there you go, you get another shot. So I like that it slows you down as a hunter, and I just like the feel of the way it makes you feel like you're in the 18th century.
Yeah,
when you're out
there
in
is.
The woods.
There's something to, that's what I think I noticed, like, there's almost like a feeling when you grab that gun and you're slipping along, you just feels really neat.
You do. You just feel like you're one of the colonial guys, and you're going to get something for the wife and family, and that definitely makes you feel like you're in the 18th century.
Like, I end up looking down at my gun too much when I'm hunting in late season because I'm looking at my gun rather than looking in the wood. Like, this thing's sweet.
It just makes you feel. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's why a lot of people do it. Just get that feeling.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. What would you say your favorite maker or style muzzleloader is?
I mean, I don't really got a favorite style. I mean, I really don't know all my styles really, really well. I mean, I really like the Lancaster. I mean, I don't got any Lancasters, but I love them. I just don't got any.
Yeah.
But I really like them. I mean, every time I see one, I'm like, I wish I had
your
one.
step rest is sort of an early Lancaster style.
It's kind of a Lancaster.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's kind of resembles it a little ways.
Yeah.
But I like the Lancaster. I mean, maker. I mean, when I go to gun shows, I always go to Mark Whelan's table. I haven't got one of his guns yet, but one of these days I will.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And there's so many good. I mean,
you're talking contemporary makers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that, just for some reason, I always go to his table.
Yeah.
But there's so many. When you come to gun makers, there's just so many.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan Martin. I mean, he's definitely the top of the top. Fred. I mean.
Yep.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of good guys right close to home that build.
Do you have a favorite caliber gun that you shoot? You have one that's like maybe your all
If
around?
I had to, if I of all the guns, I got a 36, 45, 50, and a 54. My favorite caliber is definitely my 54.
Yeah.
All around caliber. I mean, it's good for deer hunting, and I shoot really good with it at my woods walks and paper shoots and stuff. But I would say my 54 is my favorite.
Yeah.
Just in the aspect that it's an all around gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little better for deer hunting
Yep.
than like your 45 or. I mean,
For
they
sure.
all work,
Yeah.
but I just like.
Well, you mean a 54? I mean, it's amazing when I shoot with you, and I hit a target with a 45. It'll swing it, but when you hit it, I mean, that thing just
No, yeah,
it pounds it.
It pounds it.
Yeah, it really swings when you hit
Yeah.
it.
Plus, I mean, when I shoot, I shoot my hunting loaded things.
Yeah.
I want to shoot my most accurate load all the
Yeah.
time.
Which is what?
80 grains.
80 grains.
Yeah, that's out of my 54. That's what shoots the best, and I just don't change it.
And this man sitting right here is the reason why I use spit when I shoot for living in my wad, because he says it's always on you and it's free.
Yeah, it's free. Exactly. But hey, some old timers, well, I shouldn't say old timers, guys told me that over the years too. I was using
Mr.
board
Flintlock,
butter and
yep.
stuff to lube it up, and guys told me the same thing. They said, well, why waste your money? Your
Yeah.
spit's free.
Yeah.
And you shoot just as accurate with it.
Yeah.
I actually think I shoot more accurate. And one thing about using a spit patch is I never clean my gun during shoots. I never have to clean it. Before, when I was using them Wonder Lube patches and stuff, every 10 shots and stuff, man, them balls would get hard to load. Spit patches just make your patch a little wetter and push all that stuff right on top of your powder and shoot her back out.
Yep.
I mean, I'll go into shoots and shoot 60, 70 times and never clean my gun one time.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's something.
It's something, and definitely spit patches.
Yeah.
That's, for me, that's the way to go.
Someone that's new into muzzle loading, what's the best advice you would give to them, somebody starting out?
If you're starting out with muzzle loading, get what you can afford. You don't need to have high dollar stuff. You don't need to have the top of the line stuff. Just get what you can afford, and go shoot it. Have fun. That's the big thing. Have a lot of fun. And get around guys that can shoot good, that can teach you. And don't feel bad if, say, you go to a shoot and say Brian here's shooting a 12 out of a 12 and you're shooting a 2 out of 12. That ain't a bad thing. Learn from the guy that's shooting a 12 out of 12. Watch what he's doing. If he's using a spit patch, if he's using, a certain grain or a certain size of ball, listen to what he has to say. Try it. Experiment. If it works for him, there's a good chance it could possibly work for you.
Right.
So experiment a little bit, and definitely do what you can afford. Don't go broke trying to get the top of the line. You don't need the top of the line stuff to have fun.
Right. That's good advice. That pretty well takes care of all the questions I had. Is there anything that you wanted to add and talk about? I know we're going to go over some of your guns and stuff. Is there anything you thought about that you wanted to share?
No, I mean, the only thing I would have I want to say, if you're an older guy that's been shooting muzzleloader for a long time, and you do see a newer guy coming, try to help him out. Don't try to intimidate him just because your gun's a lot nicer than his gun, and stuff like that. I've seen a couple of things like that happen over the years, and that kind of turns me off. A guy will have a nicer gun than everybody else, and I don't know, so every once in a while you get a guy that's like, well, my stuff's a lot better than everybody else's, so I'm a little bit better than everybody else. So, don't show off and stuff when you're at shoots and stuff.
Yeah.
And accept new people and help them out. Because remember, we were all new at one time.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to help us out, we would maybe wouldn't have got into muzzleloaders. I know if guys at Harrisburg wanted to help me out, or made fun of me when I went down and wasn't hitting nothing, I probably wouldn't have went back.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
Accept new people in and help them out.
Yeah.
So,
one thing I'll add to that is I feel like they can't afford a quality gun, but I really do feel that you know, the traditions and the Lymans and the production guns, I had them. I was down that road, and I wish I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And like several of the guys I've interviewed, they got what they could afford, and that's true.
Yeah.
But I shot way better with a fast ignition Siler log. And
Oh,
I think it had to
definitely
do.
will.
Well, you don't have time to flinch.
Yeah.
They're so when you have that quality log, that's fast, and
Yeah.
they still you can get traditions and Lymans to shoot fast.
Yeah.
But you need to have them tuned. You gotta know
Yeah.
how to make them shoot. But
You're gonna have to take them to Brad. I mean, get
Exactly,
So
yeah.
remember, guys, if you got one of them guns and you need it tuned, you need to go see Brad. I mean,
yeah,
then you'll definitely change it.
yeah,
With a new shooter, you get what you can afford first. But as soon as you can afford to go get a better gun, get one, because like Brian's saying, you get a nice custom made gun, life's a lot easier.
yeah. They shoot.
They shoot.
Yep. I know guys in your YouTube videos, you'll see them shooting a deer and their guns aren't going off and they get frustrated. They're like, oh, that's just hunting with a flintlock. No, that's not hunting with a flintlock. When I go hunting, I'm not about to pull the trigger and think this thing might go off. No,
Yeah.
I know it's going to go off.
Exactly.
I'm surprised when it don't go off.
Yeah.
You know, and you do too.
Oh yeah.
Because
if I was going hunting and I was thinking my gun probably ain't gonna go off, I probably would never go.
Right.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
All that effort to get yourself in front of a deer for it to maybe not go off.
Knock on wood, I can't remember the last time my gun didn't go off when I was hunting deer.
Yep.
And I've hunted in some pretty crappy weather. Yeah, I changed when I go hunting. I make sure I got good flints in there.
Greg Dixon told me that when I was
Yeah.
down at his shop the first time. He says, when I go, I just put a brand new flint in when
Yeah.
I go hunting. He goes, well, I take the chance.
Well, I take the chance.
Yep. So,
You get something out there 30 yards away broadside, and then your gun won't go off.
yeah.
Next thing you know, you want to wrap it around a tree. It's
Yeah.
because you're flint.
All right, well, this is going to wrap up part 1 of Chris's interview. Be sure to tune in with the next video where we go over his rifles, his other muzzleloading shotguns, and everything else he has to show of his collection. Thanks for watching.